as men, we didn't really learn strength. We learned suppression. So I used to work customer service. A lot of y'all, if you work customer service or restaurant industry too, like you can relate to me on this. Like I remember, you get frustrated. Somebody would call in and say they have an issue. Their bill is due or their electric's off. It was an electric company I worked for, and their electric company, cut off my electricity. My bill was overdue. I didn't receive a statement for 6 months, so I didn't know the amount, and we had to cut it off. And I'd find myself getting frustrated because in customer service, we have a call flow. We have a sheet we're supposed to go through to hurry up and get people off the phone. So you're telling about your life story and stuff, it really don't resonate because I'm trying to keep my call time good. All right, so case in point, I'm talking to someone today. And like, a big amount of money is involved, like 7,000. And full disclosure, you know what I mean? It's tax comes in and it's been just all of it taken. And so 7,000 is a lot. And I have certain, rents due. I have, my car payment. I have insurance. I have everything. And, I just recently transitioned from my job. So I'm a vet. And yes, the VA takes good care of me, but these are certain things that I still need to handle myself. So I'm telling the lady this, but the whole time she's getting mad at me, like frustrated, as if I'm ruining her day by telling her what's going on. And I'm telling her so that way we could try to expedite it. And if there's any emergency situation that can go on. But of course it's not, because I'm not sticking to her call script. So I'm like, look, you're telling me it's 180 days to get this rectified, but I'm telling you that my rent is due right now, that my, kids stuff is due right now. Bills are due right now. And, again, I have, teenage daughter. She's going through things. She's going through puberty, going through middle school. So everything's a battle on that end. I have my family who, they still want to treat you like a kid, even as a 38-year-old male. So anything you do, they're going to tell you, they're waiting for that moment where you mess up and they can say, see, now this is why you should this, and this is why you shouldn't be podcasting. You should. And all of this is going on. And man, I really could just lose it, crumble. And that's where I thank God. And that's when I realized, like, this whole entire system is based off of, it's fear. We've been raised in fear. Everything, if you don't follow the call script and you show any emotion, everybody freaks out. Like no one's empathetic, no one's listening. And that's what we're going to dive into. Like this whole entire environment, we've all been raised and came up under fear. So that way, if you don't do the call script, it shakes you.
I've been running from mirrors, running from Sundays, running from me. But you found me anyway. I was raised in the smoke where the truth get bent. Cold water heart, but I still feel heaven sent. Eyes roll back when they preach their grace, but I cry in the dark when I see my face. Red rag tied just to cover the pain. Rebel with a cause, but I'm numb to the rain. Got scars I don't show on the ground. Smile for the world, but I don't know who I am. They say slow down, but the streets move fast. I've been drinking from wells that never last. Why I keep chasing water that never satisfies my soul. Why I keep playing stronger when I'm breaking out of control. You met me at the well when I was thirsty for attention. You saw through the shell, past the pride and the tension. I was running from love, but you wasn't judging my story. You said, girl, lift your head up, I'm rewriting your glory. This ain't ambition for the throne, this redemption for my soul. You ain't love me for my image, you love me whole. I was riding with the ego, riding with the rage.
So this month is going to be called the Heart of a King, right? So we'll be taking a look at, we'll be using King David as our reference point for the whole entire month of March. We'll be studying King David. We're not studying the crown though. We're studying the pressure that was involved with it, right? Big difference. We're not studying the image, the glory, the goodness. Everybody, when we read the Bible, right, everyone's like, who do you see yourself as? Oh, I see myself as Moses. I see myself as David. I see, we're always the strong stuff. And women, y'all are in on this too. Like, I don't, just because the title is king there, please replace it with queen. This applies to y'all as well, because this is just a matter of like loving each other. But we always are, we're always saying I'm Moses, I'm David. Nobody wants to be Rahab. or nobody wants to be, the crying widow, the persistent widow. We're always these big, mighty, strong images, and that's part of the problem. So then, when it comes down to an emotional moment, we forget David played the harp. When it comes down to things like leadership, we forget that King Saul was trying to kill David, like he didn't like David. So it's no wonder why, like, we're unwilling to allow someone who is maybe better or up and coming to share any spotlight. Could it be a hint of jealousy? We forget that's in us. We forget that part. So when situations arise, things happen, and not all of us are diverse or engraced in the word or even with history. So therefore, it just goes unchecked. And right now we have a real bad habit of that person's a narcissist. We don't, so to protect my peace. So now we are like really just not evolving. We're not growing. We're not stretching. So we got to look at what it is to have the heart of the Father. We got to look at what it is to have a heart of the King. He went through a lot, and so are we. So if you're tuning in and you want to know how to have a heart of a king, a queen, this series is going to be for you. Look, as a man, I look through, I have three daughters. I go through tons of information to try to, be the best husband I could be. I fell short, but I still try to be the best I could be. I would look up on how to treat my partner, look into their psychology, try to see what I can do to get better. So that's why it doesn't matter who or what side you're on. It's like, are you trying to get better? Are you trying to understand your partner? Are you going to try to understand your son? Are you trying to understand your daughter? Are you trying to understand your wife? People perish because of what? A lack of knowledge. So if you want to receive a little bit and study with me together, go on this journey together, because this is a topic where this is like a journal. We'll be journaling together. And you want a Bible study partner, I'm right here. Stay locked in. We're in an episode of Locked In. Let's go. So you're David. You're already forgotten. You're supposed to get named king, but you're off somewhere in timeout. Like, so you don't even get to find out. You have to wait a little bit to even find out. All your brothers got to find out before you. That's David. Then he goes on to fight Goliath. He wasn't even invited on time to show up for that. And shout out, who has the little brother who ends up becoming big brother real quick? I think I have one of my brothers. I think he's kind of like that. He might be able to take us all out the game. Can't wait till he gets out. But that's David. He's not the one to mess with. All that years of picking on him, all them years of treating him last. Well, he went away for one summer and came back, and he was somebody. So the case in point, he's there to fight Goliath. Now, Goliath was down there. Nobody wanted no parts of him, including the king. Which, let's pause right there. Isn't it funny? Like, sometimes why you're sent off or you're sent away or you're dismissed is not because of anything you did wrong. It's because really people in charge, they don't want to admit that they don't know how to do something or they can't do something or whatever it may be. And it's a lot easier to just tell you to go off somewhere than to, like, for them to be vulnerable. And so that's not the case with a lot, but sometimes you'll find out that's what it is. Like, don't let somebody else's inability be your inability, if that makes sense. But so David shows up. Brothers are mocking him. Who you think you are? Stay in your lane, bro. Why are you? You're not even supposed to be here. But David wasn't here. None of that. He was there on a mission. And, not being fake tough. Not being, fake healed and have the zeal. Like, a new thing, like false humility. Like, don't fake being humble. Humble is honesty. If you got it, ball out. Do it in a humble way, but just to suppress. That's what we're taught to do. Like, even in our community, we suppress our gifts. So if I were to speak too well or to care about a job too much, I'm an Uncle Tom. So I have to suppress myself and say things like, it's just dumb. Don't suppress. Like, don't have false humility. Be you. Be yourself. If you're loud, you're loud. That's being humble. Because nobody else is going to do that for you. Nobody's going to dumb themselves down for you. Everybody's the best carpenter I ever know. Everybody's the best electrician I ever know. Not very, very rarely. If you could be, again, I use this in the Black Sheep episode, right? There could be a doctor in the church. There could be a doctor in the business, the place of work. And because of he's common, nobody will go to the doctor. They'll rather go straight to the pastor. It's like, but you can pass the doctor up to get to the pastor and for your heart attack or whatever it is. Like, why? That's just how we're wired. I don't see you. You don't like, no. So there's no need to, you might as well not dumb yourself down. You gotta be you. But we don't have to be fake humble. We don't have to suppress our feelings. We have to be honest, or else how can anything get solved? And truth be told, even when we're honest, a lot of times people are so used to being defensive that they don't know how to be on the offense. So here it is, you're David. You're used to getting kicked out. You're used to being told to go sit over there. You're used to being told to go off to the field, tend to the sheep. You're used to the kiddie table. But this is your moment. Now, it can look like you're disobedient because you're going to have to push through the crowd. He has to tell his brothers out the way. He has to tell King Saul, not my armor. Imagine all of those things, right? Especially telling the king that his drip is not worth your time. That could almost get you off with your head. But David was bold enough to recognize it, and he went and did it. How was he able to do that? This day and age, right? Just even saying no or whatever, it could be disobedient. You're backbiting. You're supposed to respect, especially in the black community. You're supposed to respect your mother at all costs. You're supposed to respect your father at all costs. Don't question anything. Don't talk back. None of that. And as we're finding out, as we learned in our previous episodes, right? Generationally, we're changing. We're evolving. You cannot just beat me till the white meat comes off and tell me to sit over there and don't question, because I don't want to eat hog maul and I don't want to eat it. You can't do that this day and age. So it looks like David is disobedient by telling Saul that he can't wear that, but he couldn't. That armor was too heavy. It looks like he's being a bad little brother at that point, talking back to his brothers, but he couldn't. That was his moment. He was supposed to be there no matter what. So you got to push through. And when he pushed through, it wasn't retreating. It wasn't, they're not respecting my boundaries, I'm going home. It wasn't a peace battle of they're not protecting my bubble. No, he had to push through that. He had to navigate through that. And that's where we need to grow. Like, the one thing is, I feel like, especially as Christians, we got too defensive minded. And my brother Noah teaches an awesome message. He preaches a message on becoming offense. The best defense is offense. So now when you see a Christian who's in your face, you don't know what to do with it. He's too emotional. He cries a lot. No, that's called suffering. I'm in tune with the Father. There's many pastors that are that way. He's aggressive. He's too loud. No, that's called fire. That's why he said, if you're lukewarm, I'll spit you out. Either you're hot or you're cold. He's trying to do too much. No, it's called like being a missionary, being a street pastor, being a missionary. So we have become to where we don't know what offense looks like. We're so used to just being in our little bubble that it offends us when somebody actually comes and talks to us and gets in your face, touches you, puts hands on you, hugs you, because you've become too recluse. And David pushed through the crowd. And not only that, I believe it was how David did it. You have to respond. And it's the way he responded. David typically would respond by doing a psalm. That's journaling. David would typically respond by giving a praise, singing and dancing, worshiping. David would typically respond by action. Notice he had to protect his peace. Yeah, because his life was physically in danger. Like, physically in danger. Not because of, the nonsense we have going on. So that's one way as men we can look at that, is he still expresses emotions, because we have to express, not suppress our emotions. So here it is, you're David. You're used to getting kicked out. You're used to being told to go sit over there. You're used to being told to go off to the field, tend to the sheep. You're used to the kiddie table. But this is your moment. Now, it can look like you're disobedient because you're going to have to push through the crowd. He has to tell his brothers out the way. He has to tell King Saul, not my armor. Imagine all of those things, right? Especially telling the king that his drip is not worth your time. That could almost get you off with your head. But David was bold enough to recognize it, and he went and did it. How was he able to do that? This day and age, right? Just even saying no or whatever, it could be disobedient. You're backbiting. You're supposed to respect, especially in the black community, you're supposed to respect your mother at all costs. You're supposed to respect your father at all costs. Don't question anything. Don't talk back. None of that. And as we're finding out, as we learned in our previous episodes, right? Generationally, we're changing. We're evolving. You cannot just beat me till the white meat comes off and tell me to sit over there and don't question, because I don't want to eat hog maul and I don't want to eat it. You can't do that this day and age. So it looks like David is disobedient by telling Saul that he can't wear that, but he couldn't. That armor was too heavy. It looks like he's being a bad little brother at that point, but talking back to his brothers, but he couldn't. That was his moment. He was supposed to be there no matter what. So you got to push through. And when he pushed through, it wasn't retreating. It wasn't, they're not respecting my boundaries, I'm going home. It wasn't a peace battle of they're not protecting my bubble. No, he had to push through that. He had to navigate through that. And that's where we need to grow. Like the one thing is, I feel like, especially as Christians, we got too defensive minded. And my brother Noah teaches an awesome message. He preaches a message on becoming offense. The best defense is offense. So now when you see a Christian who's in your face, you don't know what to do with it. He's too emotional. He cries a lot. No, that's called suffering. I'm in tune with the Father. There's many pastors that are that way. He's aggressive. He's too loud. No, that's called fire. That's why he said, if you're lukewarm, I'll spit you out. Either you're hot or you're cold. He's trying to do too much. No, it's called like being a missionary, being a street pastor, being a missionary. So we have become to where we don't know what offense looks like. We're so used to just being in our little bubble that it offends us when somebody actually comes and talks to us and gets in your face, touches you, puts hands on you, hugs you, because you've become too recluse. And David pushed through the crowd. And not only that, I believe it was how David did it. You have to respond. And it's the way he responded. David typically would respond by doing a psalm. That's journaling. David would typically respond by giving a praise, singing and dancing, worshiping. David would typically respond by action. Notice he had to protect his peace, yeah, because his life was physically in danger. Like, physically in danger, not because of, the nonsense we have going on. So that's one way as men we can look at that, is he still expresses emotions because we have to express, not suppress our emotions. King couldn't have did anything wrong, right? Like he never would have an emotional moment. If there were to be a person who was this stoic, who was this alpha omega male, who was the leader that we are asked to be by our own fellow man, and then also, society and our spouses and things of that nature. The person, like, if there were to be a man, it'd be Jesus. Surely in every moment, he was just as cool as a cucumber. But except for the Battle of Gethsemane, right? Where he yelled out to the Lord, my soul is overwhelmed. That's Jesus. He wasn't hiding. He wasn't pretending. He wasn't going off. He wasn't explosive, but he was holding people accountable. He was mad. Like, he was stressed. He was frustrated. He was every bit of human. Why y'all won't stay awake and just pray with me? Oh, this day, if you did that, like, a strong man don't even call nobody. He don't even talk to anybody. And here's Jesus, like, will y'all stay awake and just pray with me? And we can't even, I have very few people I can pick up the phone and they'll pray with me. Because everybody else may be in a competition or whatever it may be. And then those who are not even in the church or whatever, they'll do it. They'll be inclined to, right? And see, even that comment, I can feel somebody saying, you shouldn't want nobody to, you shouldn't expect you shouldn't have, we have all these reasons as to why we don't do something. Think about that. We have more reasons on why you don't do something than we do, and we haven't even thought about what it is we're saying. We'll come up with more reasons why you shouldn't want to be prayed for. You should want to be prayed for. You should want to be liked. You should want to be a good neighbor. You should want to be a good person in the community. You should want to be a reliable person. You should want to be a helpful person. You should want to be a loving person. But no, we put that down. We want to be the strong alpha. I take Alaskan cold baths. And, like, come on, man. So with Jesus, he was in emotional control, even in the Battle of Gethsemane. So we're going to look into what did he do? What can we learn from Jesus in those moments? What can we learn from David in these moments, right? They're both emotional moments. As men, it's very frowned upon for us to have emotional moments, so we suppress it. But what if I tell you it's not good to keep it in, that we need to find a way to express it? That's what we're going to do. So a lot of time, a lot of different courses, different classes. One that I always remember, cognitive behavior. Very good class with a very good instructor. And he had one thing with men, catch your thoughts. You gotta catch it, check it, change it. So catch what it is, check to see what it is, and then change it. So something similar, right? We're gonna do, this is what Jesus did, this is what David we're doing, this is what we need to do. Name it, recognize what we need, and then go to the next thing. So name it, need it, next it. So name it, name the emotion, name what you need with the emotion. If you're angry, call it out. Hey, I'm angry right now. I need 20 minutes. I need 1 hour. I need 2 hours. See, this is where this is for everybody, and this is where it also gets surprising. As men, ladies, y'all don't like when we just storm out, and we're mad. We storm out. We get in the car, tires are screeching, and we leave, and we don't tell y'all when we're coming back or where we went. Same thing. Then also respect us when we have an argument. We need the same thing. We need time. And this goes for everybody right here, is you can't just ghost people. So if there's a problem, and I've seen this when it works, it's excellent. Recently in our family, we've had something. My uncle used the same technique with me, on me, and it works. It shows that you care. It shows that you're invested, and it shows that the other person's valuable. With this whole quiet treatment, the silent treatment thing, the ghosting thing, what it is it's a play, it's a card, it's a little kid tactic, right? It's a way of control, and that's what we're using as acceptable form of communication. Knowing that not communicating is like basically giving somebody a death. If the power of life and death is in the tongue, and I choose to withhold that from you, what are you really saying? Get to the root of that. What are you saying? You are not important enough for me to even waste my life talking to you. So what we're going to practice, right? Because we have to get these emotions out. We have to get solutions. Us as men, we're solution minded, right? If we were hunter and gatherers, you wouldn't go out hunting and you wouldn't come back without something that you caught, which is the solution to your hunger. You wouldn't just, you know what, I'm a ghost. Not take care of it, not talk about it. No, you're gonna be questioned. So we're always looking for an answer. But if we don't play the game at all, then now we don't have purpose, and that's why a lot of us are homeless right now. That's why we're opening up a men's home, to restore purpose. Well, once you have a purpose, now you have a reason to get up. You have a reason to fight. You have a reason to defend. Without no purpose, there is no peace. All my protecting my peace, people. There is no peace without purpose. The purpose is what gives the peace. So we're practicing. We're going to name it, need it, next it. So if you have an issue, hey, I'm going to name how I feel. I'm going to tell you what I need, and then we're going to move on and do the next thing. We're going to get it done. We're not going to sit there and debate all day. And no, name it, need it, next it. And this is why we have grown up in a fear culture. Name it. And how I name it, the tone is off. I don't like how you do that. Oh, you shouldn't feel that way. That's aggressive. We'll spend hours on dissecting a person as opposed to just saying, I'm sorry you feel that way. I didn't understand you feel that way. Instead, we rather talk about how you said it, why you said it, when you said it, where you said it. You're not supposed to because I'm this, I'm that. What are we supposed to do? So then we give up. Now we're lazy. Now we're just all these men just not doing nothing. Yeah, because what are they supposed to do? It's not an excuse for laziness, man. This is not it. I'm not advocating for that. What I'm saying is purpose. But if every conflict like we have, we can't even have, like, you're taking the fight away of a man. You're taking a bite away out of a man. And that's what we're doing in our society. So name it, need it, next it. It's a tool that we're going to use to help express. As we continue on for this night, like, it's the spirit of Saul. That's what we're trying to avoid. That's what God gave it to me. The spirit of Saul. It's a tyrant. When a man starts becoming weak, when we become insecure, when we become fragile in any way, whether you like it or not, we're in leadership. And if you want to do gender roles, whatever you want to do, cool. but they're real. My tone is different than your tone. My things I pay attention to is different than what you pay attention to. And when we start diminishing the other person, we start affecting those around us, our kids. Our kids get affected, our community gets affected. Our community gets affected, then the city gets affected. The city gets affected, the state, the nation, the world. But it all starts in just our one little home. So we're trying to restore balance. We're trying to restore discipline back. We have to help. Men have been fragile. We've lost purpose. And a part of that is because of suppression. I'm telling you, and there's at least once a week I can feel it. The effort gene. Trying to see you're trying to see your kids. You try to see, it's hell. It's very wise for us to work together because just every day is a battle. Every day is a fight. Every day is a fight. And with that being said, though, you also don't want a nation of us where we lose our fight. If you practice suppression, all we've been doing is defense. So now we're not accustomed to anybody who's in your face, anybody who's passionate. That's many times, being a passionate person, I got to get toned down, I'm too much. It's like, nah, maybe you're not enough. You're not able to express enough. But if we just keep on practicing this passive way, where's it going to lead us? So the question is can men cry? The answer is, I wish I could tell you, but yes, but it's probably no. You'll get made fun of and all that. But me, I'm used to it. I'm secure enough. It is what it is. I'll take the smoke. Plus, AI is coming soon, so the AI bot will probably not cry. So it will do everything for it. No, I'm playing. Can men cry? The answer is yes. It's just being secure within yourself, having a system in place, and knowing that it's more than just a cry. It's an emotion. It's more than just an emotion. It's a reaction. It's more than a reaction. There's an issue there. The problem is can men cry? That's not it. It's, can we conflict resolute? Can we address what made me cry or made you cry? Can we talk about a plan to not do it again? Can we come up with a length of time to hold off? Or we're just swiping left on everything. Everything's a call script. Oh, he said this, so girl, what do you need? Or man, what do you need to do? It's time to get off the call script. It's time to pay attention. It costs to pay attention. It may cost you money to pay attention. That's the problem. It may cost you your personal peace. That's the problem. Because we're not willing to pay the cost to get attention. We just expect it. So the man cry. What happens if we keep continuing this path of men not crying? How do you think that's going to go?
Posters peeling on my bedroom door. Same four walls, same old war. Mom yelling through a cracked screen floor. I'm here, but I'm already gone. Hand-me-down jeans with the rips all wrong. Walkman dead, but I hum that song. Skip one class, then I skipped a year. Still chasing something that was never here. I'm a teenage ghost in my hoodie, haunting all the places I grew. All these dusty dreams on a loop, yeah. Every hallway smells like you. If growing up means losing wonder, then I'd rather stay undone. My little wreck nirvana, where I'm loud and I'm young and I'm dumb. So dumb. Cigarette burns on a thrift store chair. Best friend laughing, purple in her hair. We swear we'll leave, get a one-way ride, but the town holds tight like a jail is tight. CD scratch, but we scream along. Heartbreak girl with the comeback jaw. Ink on my wrist says never tame, but the mirror keep forgetting my name. I'm a teenage ghost in my hoodie, haunting all the places I grew. All these dusty dreams on a loop, yeah. Every hallway smells like you. If growing up means losing wonder, then I'd rather stay undone. My little wreck nirvana, where I'm loud and I'm young and I'm dumb. So dumb. So dumb. Hands up if you ever felt too weird, too wild, put back on the shelf. Hands up if you sang too loud. always scared you down.